10 great reasons to watch, 10 great reasons to debate. Don't miss MLB Now's top 10 right fielders right now, tonight at 8 Eastern. The acclaimed series that brings our national pastime to life, now in high definition. Baseball, directed by Ken Burns. The faith of millions is spoiled by scandal until the babe captures a nation's attention. Friday at 8 Eastern on MLB Network.
What a day to be at Safeco Field.
Everybody on their feet in this stadium.
25 up, 25 down, 4 strikeouts in a row, 11 for the ball game.
1 strike away from baseball history. Strike 3 called. Felix has just thrown the first perfect game in Seattle Mariners history.
He was majestic, no doubt about that. King Felix, throughout his 15-year career, and the Mariners making it official. Long live the King. This August, King Felix becomes the 11th member of the Mariners Hall of Fame. Well, what a tremendous day that's going to be in Seattle, which already is a raucous place to watch the Mariners play baseball. We expect them to be good again this year in the mix for the AL West title and in the playoff hunt. Perfect game from King Felix. That's the last perfect game we saw in Major League Baseball. Carlos, you had a hand in there. You were on the other end.
Yeah, I helped out.
What was it like to face this guy?
Goodness, it felt like an avalanche, and you just couldn't stop. There's me. I thought I actually made better contact that off the end, and then I just could not stay back on his split finger. I mean, all of us just having such a tough, difficult time to see that curveball straight down. Everything looked exactly the same. Couldn't recognize pitches. It was just something that you couldn't stop. And as you can see, that's the last one. By the way, I was part of that Dallas Brayton perfect game as well. yeah, it's been a tough ride right there. Perfect games. Talking about that's tough.
What made it so tough to face, Mike?
You know, it was a guy who had not only elite velocity, but elite movement. I think he was the first guy I faced that was consistently in that 97-plus range for a number of innings. But he had a lot of sink. You know, most guys that threw, 97, 98, the ball stayed pretty straight. This guy had sink. He mixed in the big curveball. Then he got the cutter and the splitty, so it was kind of a 4-pitch mix. He just was a master of adding and subtracting, keeping you off balance. And not, when you know the night before that the next day's Felix, you're like, ooh, we're in for a battle. you know you're in for a battle. So, a true competitor, I think very durable, very dependable. I think those are 2 qualities that you can't say that about everyone. And when your number 1 guy, when your ace is that, you feel pretty good. And I think the fans took an extra liking each time he took the mound in Seattle.
You clicked him once.
I clicked him once, yeah. Oh, what? Huh? I like heaters in every once in a while. I'm not sure I hit him all that well.
Ooh, okay. Nice, man. That was clean.
Okay. 2000. Wow, that's almost 20 years.
To show you how good, this guy is. Here's Mike's numbers.
Oh, come on.
And Carlos.
Why would you do that to me?
I told you, man, we're realists here, Carlos. And we put up the real math.
I got to face the music.
Real quick. His numbers, 15 years, 12 years of 25 or more starts, 10 of 30 or more starts, 8 years of 200 or more innings.
Wow.
But those days are gone.
Oh.
His numbers are only going to look better and better over time.
And I thought his Cy Young Award year was the first year where kind of people understood that wins and losses are not an important stat for a starter. To a certain degree, if your bullpen just blows a bunch of games where you leave them ahead in the 7th, you should not take the brunt of that. And I thought the year he won the Cy Young was a very telling time of understanding the true value of a pitcher. When he's on the mound, what does he do to be the best guy?
Threw over 250 innings that year, 13-12, and that's when the world starts saying, hey, the wins and losses don't matter as much. Pay attention to some other numbers. All right, get up on your feet. Fences are grooving and moving in Motown. Up next, we'll tell you the new plan at Comerica Park. It's certain to have hitters and fans dancing in the Detroit streets. Next. Hey, news in Detroit and Tigers to Comerica Park. Tigers tweeting out we're adjusting Comerica Park's outfield dimensions and lowering wall heights in key areas prior to opening day 2023. Here's President of Baseball Operations, Scott Harris.
Too many balls that were barreled to dead center field did not end up being extra base hits. We feel like it's very dispiriting for a hitter to barrel a ball to dead center and make a 419-foot out. And so if a few more of those end up being home runs or extra base hits, we think it'll have a positive impact on our hitter's psyche and ultimately a positive impact on our team.
All right, so just stay with us here. I know the diagrams are small, so we'll try to explain it. But the wall was 422 in center, so it's moving up to 412 at 10 feet. It's still the second deepest center field of all of baseball behind Coors Field at 415. And then basically what you're going to see is you're going to see the wall in key areas there, and in center field and right center field and right field go from, down to 7 feet. And so basically, I mean, as we bring it back inside the Studio 3, and Jason might pop that back up when we're talking over it, just so people can see. But, Lo, she played there for 4 years. I love when you move the walls in, but when you move the walls down so we can get those spectacular catches at the walls.
Yeah, no doubt. I think it's a win-win for everyone. I mean, as a hitter, obviously, I like the walls to be closed so I can go block at that. And, look, I was there when the walls were way back there. So the change of bringing them in really helped us out, but it was a lot more fun for the fans as well.
I think fans love to see home runs, and I do agree with what's said. You don't deserve to hit a ball 419 feet and be out.
You're right.
So you're going to hit it. What's going to happen is you're going to look back and be like, they're going to say, hey, way to swing it. In all 29 other parks that would have been a home run, you're like, that's a dagger right to the heart.
You had 39 homers at Comerica. How many do you think you would have had if the wall would have been in a little bit when you played, huh?
14 more.
Okay.
That would have gotten me to 300. Come on.
14 more. But in Baltimore, they moved the seats back. You guys were all griping a little bit in left field. The pitchers loved it and helped you.
Yeah, but that was a hitter. It was a very hitter's park.
Right,
There's
so
I'm okay with minor adjustments. This is way too far. Good job, Tiger.
This guy was upset about it.
Oh, yes, I was. Of course. Come on.
Carlos and Mike Fran enjoyed it. You clicked them once.
I clicked them once, yeah. Oh, what? Huh? I like heaters in every once in a while. I'm not sure I hit them all that well.
Ooh, okay. Nice, man. That was clean.
Okay. 2000. Wow, that's almost 20 years.
To show you how good, this guy is. Here's Mike's numbers.
Oh, come on.
And Carlos.
Why would you do that to me?
I told you, man, we're realists here, Carlos. And we put up the real math.
I got to face the music.
Real quick. His numbers, 15 years, 12 years of 25 or more starts, 10 of 30 or more starts, 8 years of 200 or more innings.
Wow.
But those days are gone. Oh. His numbers are only going to look better and better over time.
And I thought his Cy Young Award year was the first year where kind of people understood that wins and losses are not an important stat for a starter. To a certain degree, if your bullpen just blows a bunch of games where you leave them ahead in the seventh, you should not take the brunt of that. And I thought the year he won the Cy Young was a very telling time of understanding the true value of a pitcher. When he's on the mound, what does he do to be the best guy?
Threw over 250 innings that year, 13-12, and that's when the world starts saying, hey, the wins and losses don't matter as much. Pay attention to some other numbers. All right, get up on your feet. Fences are grooving and moving in Motown. Up next, we'll tell you the new plan at Comerica Park. It's certain to have hitters and fans dancing in the Detroit streets. Next.